between this top layer and the rest of the coffee. This is what is known in the business as a bloom, okay? And what it is the release of CO2. Freshly brewed coffee, freshly roasted coffee has a lot of CO2 in it, and as it gets older and older, it loses more of it through natural off-gassing. Okay, that's why we say you want to keep it within 2 weeks. Use coffee that's been roasted within 2 weeks. But especially as you mix the water with it, you can see very definitely where this bloom is. Now, it's been right at a minute, so I'm just going to sort of break it up with the end of my little thing here. Be gentle with it, but just sort of try and thoroughly saturate all the grounds. I'm going to set this aside, and I'm just going to sort of lay this gently on the top of it. I'm not going to worry about pressing it yet. And the rule of thumb is you really want from the time the water hits those grounds pretty much 4 minutes. And so, I poured it in like right around a minute ago, well, a little bit more than that by now. And I'm just going to wait it out here, and I'll fast forward to the part right where it's over with, and I'll press it. But it's really simple. Like, this is such a simple concept. All you need to do is get a great set of beans, and I'm going to list at the end of this video, or maybe the next one, where, some good starting points are to go for that sort of thing, where you can find great product. Get a grinder. You can use one of those blade grinders, you can use a burr grinder, but you really want a grinder, okay? And if you're willing to shell out the extra money, blade grinders aren't really very good because they aren't consistent, okay? So they're particularly harmful for something like a French press, where little particles can slip through your filter up here, and the big particles, don't. But they matter even for the other ones, even for those pour-overs that I showed you. That said, I don't think that the notice and taste is so much different that it, for a lot of people, it's not going to justify spending the money on one of these. But if you're getting into this, and you really, you're very into coffee, I would recommend at some point investing in one of these. Maybe see if you can find one on eBay. It's called a conical burr grinder. Okay, you can get a flat burr grinder. But the idea of it here is pretty much. Let me just show you while we're waiting on this to finish brewing. You have 2 burrs, okay, and they just crush the beans. So you can see that the beans just fall in there, and then it rotates and it crushes them. And this provides consistency. It makes a very even grind. And you can have a lot of control over how fine or coarse it is by adjusting, on your grinder. It may differ from grinder to grinder. You can have a lot of control. Okay, so we're coming right up on our 4-minute mark here, and we're close enough that I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start what looks like a little bit of a spill. I'm going to start to press, and you just want to press evenly and slowly. There's no rush, there's no hurry. Evenly and slowly. You can see it's coming down evenly and slowly. Alright, great. Now that we've done that, just keep a hand on the top of it. Pour your coffee. Pour your coffee. It is honestly that simple. That's all there is to it. So, in review, heat your water to around 205 degrees. 200 to 205 degrees Fahrenheit is the magic range. Alright? Grind your coffee for a French press. You want it to be kind of coarse, okay? Because this filter will let fine particles through. And because the coffee and the water are in direct contact with each other for the whole brewing process. Alright? Grind your coffee right before you're ready. As soon as your water's hot and right before you're ready to brew, grind it. Okay? Put it in here. Pour the water in. Let it sit for 4 minutes. Those are the essentials. Now, it's optional if you want to preheat this. A lot of people do. It's not really required. No one says that that's an important part of this. It's optional for you to break the bloom. Some people don't stir the bloom around like I did. It's optional. But the key, again, to making great French press, first of all, you have to have good coffee, okay? Second of all, 200 degrees Fahrenheit to 205 degrees Fahrenheit water, okay? Grind it coarse, let this sit for 4 minutes, plunge it, and pour. Alright, that's about as much as I had to say about the French press. Really easy to use, fantastic device, makes wonderful coffee. In the next video, I'm going to get into a little bit more depth on how to use a pour over, and that's a little bit trickier. So, I'll see you in a moment.